Before they could fully process what had happened, a tall man in a royal-looking robe approached them. His gold-embroidered sash shimmered under the sun. He studied them carefully. "You are not from here," he said in a deep voice. Sammy gulped. We're travelers?" The man narrowed his eyes. "Travelers from where?" Betty quickly thought of something. "From a distant land. We came to learn about the Axumite Empire." The man's expression softened. "Then you must meet the king. He welcomes those who seek knowledge." Betty and Sammy exchanged nervous glances. Meet the king? They hadn't planned on that, but they knew this might be their only chance to learn about Axum firsthand. The man led them through the bustling streets. They passed grand stone buildings, markets filled with exotic spices, and massive water reservoirs. People bowed respectfully as the man walked past, and Betty whispered to Sammy, "I think he's an important official." They soon arrived at a magnificent palace made of stone and adorned with gold. At the entrance stood 2 guards holding spears. The official turned to them. "The king is inside. Speak wisely." Sammy took a deep breath. "Here we go." As they stepped inside, they knew their adventure in ancient Axum was just beginning. Part 2. The Secrets of Axum. As Betty and Sammy stepped into the grand palace, their eyes widened in amazement. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings, and golden lamps flickered with warm light. The smell of frankincense filled the air, adding a sense of mystery to the place. At the far end of the grand hall, seated on a majestic throne, was the king of Axum. The tall, dignified king wore a crown decorated with precious stones. He observed the 2 children with curiosity. The official who had brought them bowed and spoke in a respectful tone. "My king, these young travelers claim to have come from a distant land to learn about the Axumite Empire." The king nodded thoughtfully. "Knowledge seekers are always welcome in Axum. Tell me, children, what do you wish to learn?" Betty hesitated, but Sammy quickly stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we have read about the greatness of Axum, but we want to see it for ourselves. How does your kingdom trade with the world? How do you build such massive obelisks?" The king smiled. "Then you shall see it with your own eyes." He stood, and with a gesture, summoned a group of royal attendants. "Take them through the city. Let them witness the might of Axum." The wonders of Axum. The children followed their guides through the bustling marketplace, where merchants traded gold, ivory, frankincense, and exotic spices with traders from India, Rome, and Arabia. Betty and Sammy marveled at the diversity of people speaking different languages. "This is amazing," Betty whispered. "Axum isn't just an Ethiopian kingdom, it's a global empire." Next, they were taken to a massive construction site where workers were carving an enormous obelisk from stone. The children watched in awe as skilled masons used chisels, levers, and pulleys to shape the monument. "Now we know how they built them," Sammy said excitedly. "No cranes, no machines, just teamwork and skill." As the sun began to set, the children were led to a hidden underground chamber within the palace. Inside, they saw something that made their hearts race, a grand golden chest covered in intricate carvings. Betty turned to the guide. "What is this?" The guide's voice dropped to a whisper. "Some say it is the Ark of the Covenant." Sammy nearly fainted. "The Ark? The one from legend?" The guide only smiled. "Some secrets belong to time itself." The Great Decision. As they returned to the palace, the king studied their excited faces. "You have seen the wonders of Axum, but I sense you do not belong here." Betty's heart sank. We need to return home." The king nodded. "Then you must go before the gates of time close." The royal official handed them an object, a small glowing stone covered in ancient symbols. "This will guide you back. But remember, history is not just stories in books. It is alive within you. Share what you have learned." With a final bow, The children clutched the stone, and in a flash of golden light, back to the present. They were back. The museum, the artifact, the glass display, it was all just as they had left it, except it wasn't. In Betty's hand, the small glowing stone remained. Sammy grinned. "Nobody's going to believe this," Betty smiled. "Then we'll have to tell the story ourselves." And as they stepped out of the museum, the spirit of Axum traveled with them. A story, a legacy, a piece of history, alive in the present. The end.